Hey dudes, CI here. So I wanted to talk about the paleo diet. SciShow had a real interesting episode on it this week. Michael Aranda talked about the paleo diet, whether it was what cavemen really ate back in the day. An even better video that I saw was one that came out maybe a couple years ago actually. It was a TED Talk, and it was by this woman. And she is a paleontologist. She actually specializes in what did cavemen eat. And so she was just up there talking about the paleo diet as it's described today in the 21st century. Is that how cavemen really ate, or is it not quite? Well, the conclusion of it, and what they also said in the SciShow, is that no, the paleo diet as people in today's world describe it is really nothing like what cavemen ate. Paleo diet today is all about eating big hunks of meat and lots of eggs and lots of vegetables. And the paleontologist said, basically cavemen didn't eat that well. It was very hard for them to survive. They didn't have access to eggs because chickens weren't around. You can get a dozen eggs, no problem. You know how hard it was to get a dozen eggs in the wild? A chicken will lay an egg every single day because we bred them to do that. But if you're a caveman, where do you get your eggs? Well, you got to hope for a ground bird so you don't have to climb any trees. And how often does that ground bird actually lay eggs? Probably once a year, maybe twice. And it's not in the hen house, it's out in the middle of a field. So you got to find it that one time during the year that it's actually producing eggs. You also eat a lot of bugs. We don't eat that in the paleo diet today. The vegetables that we eat in our paleo diet today are not really like the vegetables that the cavemen ate because we've bred them to be really awesome. Our carrots are gigantic. A wild carrot? Well, first of all, you got to find a wild carrot, and if you do, it's tiny. A wild onion? Same thing. But we've got these awesome onions now. They're so big, and there's so many of them, and we know where to find them. You find them in a garden. It's pretty much the same for every single fruit and vegetable out there. Every single meat product. What we have today as part of our paleo diet is so much better, bigger, easier to find than what the cavemen have. But I think the thing that's most interesting, especially of the TED Talk, which I highly encourage you to watch, the most interesting thing about it is this paleontologist, she at no point said, the paleo diet as we know it today is bad for you. She never said that. She never said it was good for you either. She wasn't discussing whether the paleo diet was actually good or bad for you. All she was discussing is this what cavemen really ate? And I find that fascinating. I find it fascinating that paleontologists would just sort of stay in her area of expertise. She's not a dietitian. She's not a doctor. She's a paleontologist. So she was talking about what she knew. What did cavemen eat? And is it like what the paleo people eat today? And she answered that question. No. But at no point did she say, the paleo diet sucks. Don't do it. It's bad for you. Nor did they say it's good for you. And I find that fascinating. And I like it. I like it when scientists stick to the facts, stick to the science, and just tell us what they know. So in conclusion, what do I think about the paleo diet? I actually think the paleo diet's good for you. I also think it's nothing like what cavemen ate. It would be impossible to have a real caveman diet unless you just wandered around all day picking eggs up off the ground if you could find them. Little tiny carrots, little tiny onions. You would be eating a lot of bugs. And who wants that? But the paleo diet that you can get at your grocery store, I actually think it's good for you. But I'm no expert. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about this week. So I'll see you all next week.